But
Nice.
yeah, so thank you guys for coming in. Make sure you guys smash that like button like you fear disobedience. We're going to be basically, since we're not coming off the hype of IP's debate, we are going to still, I guess, be coming off the hype of Monday's stream. Now, on Monday's stream, I was doing roughly the topic on the crucifixion of Jesus, coming from this angle. Let me show you what I was showing them. Let me show you, because we found this very fascinating. Now, I'm pretty sure that you've seen this already, but this was really, really fun to just shove in the face of Muslims for 3 hours straight. This hadith right here, Sahih Bukhari 6929. It says, narrated Abdullah, as if I'm looking at the prophet while he was speaking about one of the prophets whose people had beaten and wounded him, and he was wiping the blood off his face, saying, "O Lord, forgive my people as they do not know." You already
Yes.
know I'm going with this.
That's Judas, who was put in place of Jesus on the cross, obviously.
That was Jesus, but that was Barabbas. That was Barabbas, the lookalike. See, they had a conspiracy. You see, Simon of Cyrene who carried the cross. That was him.
Yes, the prophet Simon.
This was so fun to plaster it for 3 hours to see just the scramble of the different answers, the different attempts to make it anybody but Jesus. Anybody but Jesus. So
maybe it was Muhammad on the night of the Al Zut. We don't know. It could have been. I mean,
maybe it was.
That's gross. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh man, dude, there's somebody who literally has a profile name on YouTube. It's called Al Zut Diddy Circle. That's their name on YouTube. I was dying when I saw them last time.
Never ends.
Damien says, find yourself humming the intermission song, calling people big dog. Me too. You may be watching too much God Logic. Oh yeah. That's my mo. All right, we got a guest here. We got Mazen on the scene. So we're gonna bring you up, Mazen, talking about the crucifixion today. Slash the Islamic dilemma, because I think it goes hand in hand. Yeah. So, but mostly the crucifixion today. And so Jesus was definitely crucified. There's an empty tomb. He was crucified in the first century under Pontius Pilate. And Islam says, no, he wasn't. So we got a guest, Mazen. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? So what you think, man? Obviously you don't think Jesus was crucified, or what? What's your take, man?
Yeah, obviously not.
Okay, tell us why.
Yeah, because we take revelation over what history might say, or what scholars might say, or what the Gospels might say, and revelation tells us that Jesus wasn't crucified, so that's what we believe.
Now, IP, if you have anything you want to ask him or say to him on that thought, he's saying revelation is what we take over history, and so because we have revelation, God revealed that Jesus wasn't crucified. Therefore, it doesn't matter what the history says. It just matters what the Quran says.
I mean, honestly, Mason, and this is why Avery brought up the Islamic dilemmas related to this, because Surah 29:46 commands Muslims to believe. Allah says, say to the people of the book, I believe in what has been revealed to us and what has been revealed to you. Our books, our scriptures say Jesus was crucified. So that is revelation by your own logic.
Yeah, I don't believe that was revealed to you. You believe that was revealed to you. I don't believe that was revealed to you. That wasn't revealed to Christians.
So he said that we don't believe that is revelation, that what you have in the book and the crucifixion, that's revelation. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I find that hard to believe. I mean, Surah 3 says that Allah revealed the Torah and the Gospel. Surah 285 tells Jews to believe in all the books they have. We can go through the Hadith, and Muhammad is putting the Torah in the judgment seat, saying, I believe in you and the one who revealed you. And then, of course, Surah 29:46 says Muslims have to believe in what has been revealed to us. Yeah. So, I mean, and it's not just Torah and the Gospel. Go to Surah 568. O people of the book, you have nothing to stand on unless you stand on the Torah, the Gospel, and what has been revealed to you from your Lord. So there's a lot there.
Mazen, I'm confused. I thought that you held the view that the New Testament was the revelation of Allah.
I believe that the parables, like, and the teachings of Jesus that we find in the gospel, like the Q source, I generally confirm what's in that. Not all of it. I generally confirm those parables and teaching.
When you say
Q-
generally, you know that's go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, Q source
No,
generally.
no, this is interesting because what's assigned to the Q source is in Matthew 12. Matthew 12 is interesting because in the Q, it's assigned to the, scholars debate the Q source. Some don't even think the Q source existed. What is generally assigned to the Q source among scholars who believe in it is the sign of Jonah. So in Matthew 12, they come to him and he asks for a sign, and he says, "No sign will be given except for the sign of Jonah. For just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." So, like, what was he? Was he, just sleeping in a cave or something? I mean, no. This is about his death.
So
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on that, Mazen? That's
yeah. I don't understand, like, what's the relevance with, like, that specific verse. Why that verse? Like, I get it doesn't agree with the Quran, but, like, what's, like, so important about it? Because, like I said, I don't accept everything that's there.
So you don't
When you-
accept everything in the Q sources.
Yeah, I don't accept everything in the Q sources generally, because I take the Quran as a bayina to what is true and what's false. Like, so if you go to Surah Taha, which is chapter 20 of the Quran, it says that wait, I'll pull it up. It's chapter 20, verse 133.
Bro, I'm confused, man, because you said that you will take Q source, and now you're not taking Q source. I don't know.
I didn't say I didn't say I accept all of the Q source.
You said when you say you accept something in general, that means that you're accepting most of it, aside from a few exceptions. So,
Yeah, and I use the Quran to decipher those what is true in it and what's false in it.
but you're not then you're not taking the general source. You're not generally accepting it. You're accepting the minority of it, the very
It's
little
not
of it.
it's not the minority of it that it's not most of it goes against the Quran.
Okay, so in the general the general parables, the general sayings of Jesus, do they include his crucifixion and his death?
Of course not.
You said no?
No, I don't believe that the true parables of Jesus contain
I don't care what you say, what you think is a true parable. I'm talking about, you said in the New Testament, the parables of Jesus and his saying his words, you generally accept that as the gospel. I'm asking, according to Jesus's parables and his teachings, does it include generally his death, him being the Son of God, his death and resurrection?
So does that mean most of the verses say something like that?
In general, yes.
No, like, not most of the verses say something about him being crucified.
Okay. So when you go ahead and you talk about what Jesus taught in the parables, and he talks about the kingdom of God, and it leads to the son being killed and the kingdom being given over to another. You talk about Jesus saying, telling Peter to get behind him, Satan, because Jesus had just talked about his crucifixion. You got where Jesus is talking about how the Son of Man is not to come to be served, but to give his life as a ransom for many. I'm sorry, to serve, not to be served, and to give his life as a ransom. You got all these things, all these places, all these moments into the parables and the sayings of Jesus, where he continues to talk about his betrayal and how he's going to be handed over by the Jews to Gentiles. You're saying that this isn't in general what he teaches? This isn't part of his general teaching?
Okay, so yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, okay, I can say that yes, the Bible has things of that nature, but again, if you go to the verse that I said, it's a I think you're familiar with it, yeah?
Of
Logic.
course I am. My
Okay.
point is, when you say that you affirm the general text, that means that you affirm most of it, which would include the crucifixion of Jesus.
Yeah, okay, but I clarified what I mean. I accept what agrees with the Quran and I negate what disagrees with the Quran.
So don't say in general then. Say you
Okay,
accept what agrees with the Quran and you don't accept what disagrees with the Quran. Stop saying
okay,
in
no problem.
general, because you guys put yourself in trouble when you say that.
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
All right. So you accept only what agrees with the Quran based on what?
Yeah, so chapter 20, verse 133.
All right. So chapter 20, verse what? 128?
133.
13. Sorry.
3.
All right, yeah, 133. All right, so it says, then say, why does he not bring us a sign from his Lord? Has there not come to them? Has there not come to them the proof of that which is in the former papers, the scriptures? It's
Yeah,
in
scriptures.
there.
So the word for proof in that verse is bayinat, okay? And if you go into Tafsir ibn Kathir, okay, when he's speaking about that term, okay, I'll quote him exactly. Give me a second. Okay. Has there not come to them the proof of that which is in the former scriptures? This means that the Quran, which Allah revealed to him while he was an unlettered man who could not write well and who did not study with the people of the book, yet the Quran contains information about the people of the past that tells of their events from long times ago, and it agrees with the authentic information in the previous books
No, it doesn't say
concerning
it agrees with the authentic. It doesn't say anything
No.
like that. Please
in
don't add
Tafsir
it.
in Tafsir ibn Kathir it does say that.
I don't care if you're tough. Seriously, does the verse say that?
Yeah, bayinatu means that.
Okay, hold on. Just really quick. So you said that the word bayana, what'd you say? The word
Bayinat.
bayanatu means authentic. What's the stories and stuff that's authentic in the scriptures? That's what that means.
It means it clarifies what is in the earlier scriptures.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say that at all. It says here that it's evidence or proof of what is in the previous scriptures.
Bro,
Yeah.
I speak Arabic. Bayin means to clarify.
So are they wrong?
I mean,
I'm looking at the
Uh,
corpus here from your scholars.
I mean, Ibn Kathir is a scholar. So if
So
you're
are
saying
they?
my
So are these
I don't know
people
what scholar
wrong when
says.
are they wrong when they say it's evidence or proof of what is in the previous scriptures?
What would evidence entail? Saying
So for example, the previous scriptures spoke of something, and the Quran is evidence of what the previous scriptures spoke of.
yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. Tell me
Okay, good.
the actual scholar of Arabic who says that.
So the
Because Ibn
Quran, so
Kathir
the
is a
Quran
scholar of
is.
Arabic.
I got you. So the Quran is not proving the previous scriptures wrong. It's actually showing the evidence of what the previous scriptures
No,
said,
I just said I'm
demonstrating
not
that the
agreeing
previous
with the
scriptures are true.
I'm just saying I'm not agreeing with the lexicon because the word has
It's what the verse says, brother. It's what the verse says.
bayin. I'm telling you, the word bayin has
And
more than one.
they say, why not? He brings us a sign from his Lord. Has not come to them evidence or proof by and not to of what is in the scriptures? So
Okay,
it's not
again,
saying that the Quran is proving the scriptures wrong. It's actually proving the previous scriptures right, which is why they should believe in the Quran.
okay, again.
The sign is that the Quran is evidence of what the scriptures say.
Logic. Bayinatu is not univocal. Bayinatu does not exclusively mean what you're saying it means. As Ibn Kathir clarifies, the
saying?
correct meaning, um, okay, I get like your position. Okay, as Ibn Kathir, who's a scholar
Is
of
it me
Arabic.
or is that what was said on the screen, brother? Did I make that
Uh,
up or was that on the screen?
okay,
But I'm looking at
I'm
Ibn Kathir right now. Okay, the thing about Ibn Kathir is he doesn't say like this word means this. Here are the multiple meanings. He just ad hoc asserts that, oh yeah, this is what it means. But he's not really giving evidence from linguistics or the Arabic here. He's just ad hoc asserting. So why should we take Ibn Kathir's word on this when he's not actually giving evidence to support this?
the lexicon that Logic cited doesn't say why the word means evidence either.
Are you serious? It's a
I-
lexicon. It's a corpus. If I want,
okay,
I could click on the
this is
lexicon and
tafsir.
corpus and show you where it's getting from and pull all that up. What are you talking about?
Show me.
Okay, let's look at this together. Since
Yeah,
we're gonna waste time on this. So dishonest with you guys' own, but y'all hate y'all's book, man. I tell you, you guys hate your book.
I mean, here's the thing. Words can have multiple meanings, but we're not seeing anything in the context that would support that here. Like it doesn't go in and say we're going to confirm. And then you have to deal with all the other places in the Quran where it tells Christians to judge by their scriptures, to stand on them. At the best, even if you're right, you just show the Quran contradicts itself, because there's clearly other places in the Quran. Like I mentioned, Surah 29:46, Surah 5:68, Surah 5:47 to 48, where it tells Christians to judge by the gospel, that this is what Allah has revealed. We're supposed to believe in these scriptures. So it's just, at best, if we take this convoluted interpretation, at best, it just means the Quran contradicts itself.
No, I would just say I make tafsir of the Quran using the Quran. Like, and like for what you said right before, when a word has an equivocal meaning, I don't just say, oh, I am. So I will go back to what the tafsir says and what the earlier scholars say, so I can I can understand which meaning to take.
You see what it says here? It says, using the word bayanatu, an evidence, an indication, a demonstration, a proof, a voucher, or an argument such as is manifest or clear, whether intellectual or perceived by the sense. Right? So showing that it is a demonstration, a proof, or an evidence, an indication of the previous scriptures being true. That's how it's freaking used in the verse. It says in the verse that where to go? I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna put this on another tab. Hold on a second. I'm gonna keep this up. Let's go back to the verse 133, right? I'm just switch back and forth. Okay. All right. Has there not come to them the proof of that which is in the former scriptures, the former papers? So we see we have the lexicon evidence for it, and how the verse even translates it.
I have a question, Logic. In your opinion, okay, what is more trustworthy? The opinion of Ibn Kathir, who's a renowned scholar of tafsir, or the opinion of this lexicon you don't even know who authored it?
Well, here's the thing. Ibn Kathir is giving his theological opinion on such a thing. He has a theological bias. Here, they're talking about the etymology of the word, the epistemology of the word. I think if I'm using, I think I'm switching those words wrong, but you guys know what I mean. How we know what the word is and how it's being used.
Etymology.
Right? Okay, thank you. So there's a difference. We're arguing etymology. We're not arguing theology. Ibn Kathir is giving his theological opinion on the verse, on how to interpret the verse, while this is giving us the what the word is, what it means. So I would say that the corpus and the lexicon linguistically is more trustworthy.
And it doesn't make sense in the Arabic. I mean, if again, Ibn Kathir, I'm just looking at it right now. He does not provide any reason to think this. Like typically, if you read like a commentary, like on the New Testament, like I'll read like Craig Keener, he'll be like, "Oh, the reason why this is translated this is because of X, Y, and Z." And you can look at the context. Here's another text that you could see where it's being used. Ibn Kathir's not doing any of that, which is this should be sending up a ton of red flags.
Okay, yeah. Now I'm getting what you're saying a bit more. So like now, are you just are you saying there's a univocal meaning for it to be evidence, or are you saying that the more likely meaning is that it's evidence?
I'm saying we're not even seeing reason in these lexicons for it to mean what you're saying it does. If they were going to use a word like criterion, they would have used the word in Surah 253, al-Furqan. And we gave Moses the scriptures and the criterion al-Furqan that perhaps you would be guided. So why that would be the word to use in this instance. The word that they are using in this surah is going to mean proof, evidence, something similar like that, not what you're saying it does. It doesn't mean like authority or something like that.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I'll try and find the something else that backs up my position. But
sure.
So other than that, what's your opinion on Muhammad then? Because we also have scholars.
I've been doing a lot on this. Yeah, you're talking about Surah 548, where it's the Muhammad. Yeah, I mean, like, again, the word for criterion is al-Furqan, and that's in Surah 253, talking about the Furqan given to Moses. So he was given a criterion. Sometimes the Quran does refer to the Quran as a criterion, like in Surah 3, but but in surah, so that would be the word you want to use, but it never says, the Quran never says that the Quran is a criterion over the prior scriptures. Muhaimin most likely means things like confirmer, preserver, guardian, witness. There's a scholar named Sean Anthony, and recently on X, on his account, he's an Islamic scholar. He was looking at comparisons with the word Muhaimin as it is used in in Hebrew and Aramaic. And he says it most likely means trustworthy servant based on how the cognate in Hebrew and Aramaic is used. So it's a trustworthy servant, which would align with what we see with early commentators saying that the Muhaimin means guardian. So Surah 548 would be saying that the Quran is a faithful servant or guardian. So that's where I would go on that.
Okay, yeah. So I don't necessarily negate those meanings, as Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu, does say that Muhaymin means the trustworthy, but we would just say that that means that the Quran is trustworthy over every divine book that preceded it, and then we also have Ibn Abbas saying that Muhaymin also means dominant. Okay, in this context, dominant over the previous scriptures, and yeah, so that's just what we'd say to that.
Yeah, so that would make absolutely no sense contextually that the Quran is dominant over the previous scriptures when it says that in that same verse that it has given each group their own law, that Allah prescribed to each group their own law that they are to abide by and to compete in doing good pertaining to the laws that they have. And the verses leading up to 48, obviously, where it tells the Jews, why do they come to Muhammad when they have the Torah, which Allah's judgments are in, yet they still turn away. And obviously 47, let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it. And if they don't, they're of the rebellious, they're the wrongdoers. So this nothing in the context demonstrates that the Quran is dominant over the previous scriptures. Nothing.
Okay, so the thing about the judging by the Torah, that that there's like context to that, yeah.
Of course, but the point is that what are they told to judge by when they come to Muhammad?
Yeah, but that's talking about one specific case. It's not general.
It is general. What are you talking about? It's not general.
Well,
it says,
I mean, yeah, go to the context. Yeah, they come to with a specific case, and Muhammad then, to respond to them, makes a general claim. Like Christians, you should be judging by the gospel and the Torah. I can read 568. And then Jews, you should be judging by what your Lord has revealed to you. So they're coming to him with a specific case, and he's not just saying, well, on this case, X, Y, and Z. He's saying, no, don't come to me. This is what you should be doing all the time.
You're talking about verse 45, yeah?
We're talking about starting in verse 43 up to
43 to 47, 43 and 47, and 68. But 43, okay. Verse 43, yeah, they come to him with a specific case. However, Muhammad gives, where's your Torah? Bring the Torah. Meaning, whatever the Torah said is what will go. That's the law, because that's the revelation of Allah.
Yeah, so it says, but why did they come to you from judgment when they had the Torah containing Allah's judgment? Yeah, the Torah does contain Allah's judgment in that case. That's what.
No, it doesn't say in that case. That's in general, is it not? Why do they come to you for judgment when they have the Torah in which Allah's judgments are in?
Yeah, his judgment is in there, but that doesn't mean that every single case contains Allah's judgment.
Hey, Avery, can you put my screen up?
Jesus, yeah. It's not letting me. Oh, I gotta remove mine. There you go.
So if we go to Sunan Abu Dawud, that's not what he says. He says, bring the Torah, not just the piece of the Torah, all the Torah. It was then brought. He then withdrew the cushion from beneath him and placed the Torah on it, saying, I believe in thee and in him who revealed thee. So it's all of it. He's pointing to the whole Torah, not just part of it.
This hadith is daif, I believe.
No, oh my goodness. No, it is not.
No.
It's graded Hassan.
Right there.
Yeah.
You do have a mixture of scholars that some say that part of it is weak because it's not in the other narrations, but that's why it's graded Hassan, bro.
No. Al-Albani graded it Hassan. Okay, you have An-Nasa'i, you have Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Just those two enough. There's other ones, but just those two are enough to override what Al-Albani says. Of course, An-Nasa'i and Ibn Hanbal are more knowledgeable than Al-Albani in hadith. So we take their opinion more over.
So the same story in Sahih Bukhari where Muhammad points to the Torah and tells them to bring the Torah, that's in general. Does he tell them to bring part of the Torah, or does he tell them to bring all of it?
Which hadith are you referring to?
All the other ones that narrate the same story, and that's Sahih in Bukhari and Sunan Abu Dawud, and all of them. Let's not play this game. Come on, man.
I generally don't remember the hadiths. I haven't done this for a while, bro.
Okay.
Well, I mean that's fine, but I mean, like, then don't come here and tell us what's going on when we have all the sources up here we can show.
I mean, I know this hadith is da'if. I don't know about what other hadith he's talking about.
It's okay. No, I'll just show you.
Okay.
All right. So we got right here. Same story, Sahih Bukhari, narrated Ibn Umar. They came to him, right? Yada, yada, yada. What's the legal punishment in your book? In your book. They replied, yada, yada, yada. Oh, Allah's apostle, tell them to bring the Torah. We're not bring part of it. The Torah was brought. Not some of the Torah, not a piece of the Torah, not a page of the Torah. The Torah was brought. And then one of the Jews put his hand over the divine verse of Rajam, stoning, and started reading what preceded and what followed it. On that, Ibn Salam said to the Jew, lift up your hand. Behold, the divine verse of the Rajam was under his hand. So Allah's apostle ordered that the two be stoned to death. And so they were stoned, and so on and so forth. So you see how it's a affirmation of the Torah as a whole?
No, he's asking them to bring the Torah for this, to see its punishment for this.
Why is he telling them to bring the Torah?
To see the punishment for the sin, which is the same, which has Allah's judgment in the Torah and in the Quran.
So whatever the Torah, hold on, whatever the Torah said on the law, that was going to be the sentence, right?
It would have been whatever Torah said. The Torah said about this would have been.
So why is it that whatever the Torah said about this would have been the sentence? Why?
Because it's the same as what the Quran says.
No, it's not. The Quran don't say this. It's not what the same as the Quran says. Does it say? Notice this. If it was because it's what the Quran says, then why not just give the sentence that's in the Quran?
Because they're Jews.
So what?
Well, no, exactly. They're Jews, and as the Quran says, they're to judge by the Torah. Surah 5. Christians are to judge by the gospel, the Torah, and what our Lord has revealed to us. So exactly, yeah, that's our exact point. You just made it for us.
No, what I'm saying is because they're Jews, the prophet's bringing the Torah so that he can show them, something that they hold to be authoritative, and it's also the same as what Allah.
Do they hold it authoritative, or does Muhammad hold it authoritative?
They hold it authoritative, and that's
so
why
Muhammad doesn't hold it authoritative here,
no.
Mazin?
No.
Take care of yourself. You're too dishonest here. Get off the stream.
He doesn't hold it authoritative. Let's go to
stream.
I mean, like, you can, I don't get it, man. You can show them exactly what the Quran says, and they're like, no, it says the exact opposite.
It's because they hate the book. They hate it. They hate the Quran. They hate Muhammad. They hate his words. They wish that every time we bring this, they're like, oh, Muhammad, why did you have to say that? When they read the Quran, let the people of the gospel judge. Oh, Allah, why did you have to say that? They're going to use this against us.
I mean, that's what, if they're right, that's what I'm going to say on Judgment Day. Why didn't you believe in Muhammad? Well, Allah, you told me not to. I did what you told me to.